We started the Unit 4 Design of Cylinders and Pressure Vessels. As per the university syllabus, we have covered thin and thick cylinder design, Lamè's equation, Clairaut's equation, Bernoulli's equation to design a thick cylinder. In this lecture, we will study autofrettage and compound cylinders. There is no derivation for this. We will study just theoretical portion based on the autofrettage and compound cylinder. So all these topics we already covered. So now lecture 3, that is autofrettage and compound cylinder. So first we will study the concept why pre-stressing is required in thick cylinder. So it is already discussed that the stress distribution of thick cylinder is non-uniform across the wall thickness. If a thick cylinder is subjected to an internal pressure, the circumferential stress is maximum at the inner surface and minimum at the outer surface. The stress induced at the outer surface is much less as compared to the allowable or permissible stress. Hence, the design of a cylinder is based on the stress induced in the inner surface. Purpose of pre-stressing. During the pre-stressing, the residual compressive stresses are induced at the inner surface as shown in figure. At the inner surface, compressive stresses are there, and at the outer surface, tensile stresses are there as shown in the figure. When the cylinder is subjected to an internal pressure, the residual compressive stresses at the inner surface start to decrease, become zero, and finally become tensile at pressure is further increased. The resultant stress distribution in the pre-stressed cylinder as shown in figure. The pre-stressing of the cylinder is done for the following purposes. First, to increase the pressure capacity of given cylinder. Then the second, to reduce the cylinder wall thickness for the required capacity. To obtain uniform stress distribution across the cylinder wall thickness. Fourth, to use the cylinder material effectively. And the last purpose of pre-stressing is to improve endurance strength of the cylinder material. So there are three different methods of pre-stressing of thick cylinder. First one is autofrettage, second one is a wire wound cylinders, and third one is a compound cylinder. We will study all these three methods one by one. This theoretical question is most of the times asked in a university exam. So we have to study carefully and we have to read all the what are the concept behind the autofrettage or the pre-stressing. So first we will study autofrettage. So autofrettage is one of the oldest method of pre-stressing of the cylinder. It is a process of pre-stressing the cylinder before using it in service. It is commonly used in high pressure cylinders, gun barrels, etc. to increase the pressure capacity of the cylinder and to improve the endurance strength of the cylinder material. In this type of pre-stressing method, a forged cylinder is subjected to high internal pressure so as to expand the internal diameter, which causes the overstrain. The amount of internal pressure is adjusted such that a portion of the cylinder at the inner surface is subjected to stresses in the plastic range, whereas the outer surface is still in elastic range. When the high pressure is released, the portion of the cylinder at the outer surface contracts due to elastic range that exerts the pressure on the inner surface of the cylinder, which has undergone permanent deformation. Due to this, the residual compressive stresses are induced at the inner surface and the tensile stresses at the outer surface. Therefore, when the cylinder is loaded in a service, the residual compressive stresses start to decrease, then become zero, and finally become tensile as the pressure is gradually increased. So autofrettage is pre-stressing method. If you look at the diagram, internal pressure, that is hoop stress, sigma t is at the thick cylinder. So tensile sigma t as the inner surface heat having the high value, but at the surface heat having lower value, and the radial stress at the inner surface it having higher value, and at the outer surface the value is 0. So autofrettage is the method to increase the pressure capacity of the cylinder. So the maximum application is HP cylinder or the gun barrels. Then the second method we will study, the wire wound method. It is also one of the method of the pre-stressing the thick cylinder. So wire under tension is closely wound the cylinder results in residual compressive stresses. So if you look at the diagram, wire wound method is shown in the diagram. Wire is wounded around the cylinder. So we will study the method. In this type of pre-stressing method, to induce initial compressive stresses in the cylinder wall, a steel wire is wound under the tension around the cylinder. The thickness of the cylinder wire is about 6 mm to 12 mm. One more method of pre-stressing is tape wound cylinder. So in this method, the pressure capacity of the cylinder is increased by wrapping a successive layers of the interlocking tapes. Generally, the width of the tape is 60 to 90 mm and its thickness is 6 to 8 mm, which is wound on a cylinder of 20 to 40 mm wall thickness. It's like a same wire wound method. While wrapping, the tape is heated so that on cooling it will induce the initial compressive stress in the cylinder. For proper wrapping, the spiral grooves are cut on the cylinder surface. The tape is also grooved so that it will interlock with the succeeding layer. To get the proper interlock and to increase the axial strain, the succeeding layer is offset from the preceding layer. So these are the methods of the pre-stressing of the cylinder. Then next we will study the compound cylinder. So compounding cylinder means two concentric cylinder with outer cylinder shrunk onto the inner wall. It induces residual compressive stresses on inner cylinder. So we will study the compound cylinder method in detail. Compound cylinder is made by press fitting one or more jackets around the inner. So in compound cylinder, it having two parts. One is a jacket and another is a inner cylinder. Outer cylinder is known as a jacket, and assembly of both is known as a compound cylinder. So a compound cylinder is made by press fitting one or more jacket around an inner cylinder. The purpose is that the outer cylinder puts pressure on the outside the inner cylinder. This means that bore is put into compression. In a compound cylinder, the outer cylinder is having inner diameter smaller than outer diameter of inner cylinder. The inner cylinder is shrink fit to outer cylinder by heating and cooling. So inner cylinder is shrink fit to outer cylinder. So it is heated firstly and after that it is cooled. On cooling, the contact pressure is developed at the junction of the two cylinder. When the cylinder, that is jacket outer cylinder, is heated, it expands sufficiently to move over the inner cylinder. When the outer cylinder jacket cools, it tends to contract on the inner cylinder. Due to this, residual compressive stresses are induced in the inner cylinder. So there is one derivation on this also. So this method is also used in a gun barrel. Okay, so we'll see the formulae for this compound cylinder to find out the different dimensions, the deformation. So P is the interface or shrinkage pressure between the jacket and the inner cylinder. DC is the inner diameter of inner cylinder. DM is the outer diameter of inner cylinder or the inner diameter of the outer cylinder, that is jacket. dj is the outer diameter of the outer cylinder jacket, and deformation c, decrease in outer diameter of the inner cylinder, deformation j, increase in inner diameter of outer cylinder, that is jacket. Mu is the Poisson's ratio for outer and inner cylindrical material. So we have to find out the shrinkage pressure P, total deformation, and with the help of that we have to find out resultant stresses in compound cylinder. So if we look at the formula, first we have to find out deformation in jacket, then we have to find out deformation in cylinder, and that will be total deformation. With the help of that formula we have to find out the pressure P, shrinkage pressure P. So if we look at the formula, deformation in jacket, that is equal to d2p divided by E into, in bracket, d3 square plus square bracket complete divided by d3 square minus d square bracket complete plus Poisson's ratio. And deformation of the cylinder, that is minus 2p divided by E into, E is the modulus of elasticity, into, in bracket, d2 square plus d1 square divided by d2 square minus d1 square bracket complete minus Poisson's ratio. So if we look at the deformation of jacket, that is plus value, deformation of the cylinder, that is minus value, so compressive deformation is there. Then the total deformation will be PD2 divided by E in bracket 2d2 square in bracket d3 square minus d1 square bracket complete, d3 square minus d2 square bracket complete into d2 square minus d1 square bracket complete. So with the help of this we have to find out shrinkage pressure P, where d3 is the outside diameter of the jacket, d2 is the inside diameter of the jacket and outside diameter of the cylinder, and d1 is the inside diameter of the cylinder. So with the help of this we have to find out residual stresses due to the shrink feet. So this is all about different methods of the pre-stressing, that is autofrettage, wire wound method and the compound cylinder. So all these methods are asked in a SPPU questions.